Bonjour, and welcome back, dear members of the Maritime Design Committee, or the, let's see, Google Translate.
Bureau de Conception Maritime, Comité électoral.
Yeah, the Bureau of Maritime Design Electoral Committee. That's what I called it. So, cruisers. Now, these designs necessitate that I unlock the 10,000 ton, or actually 11,000 ton cruiser, armored cruiser hull size, which I do not currently have in the campaign. They are, again, some of them are somewhat based on real designs. Like this one, the La Gloire. It's got single barrel main guns. I made them 9.9s. The secondary guns on the real one were casemate mounted. But this only accepted 3-inch casemates and not really where I wanted them. So we're going to go with these wing turrets instead. I used 5-inch for this one. It's a pretty decent armored cruiser, pretty big. Very low resistance though. But yeah, powerful main guns. They can go through at this armor quality at 5,000 meters, 9.5 inches. So it can go through its own main belt. Might thicken that up when we get to this point, when we get to building it. Where's the 9-inch turret armor? This is just the game being weird again. But the 9-inch guns do have armor. It's just not shown here for some reason. But don't you worry about that. This is option 1 of the armored cruiser design competition. Option 2 is Victor Hugo. Little over 12,000 tons. So I would need to increase the size I'm allowed to build armored cruisers at to build this one as well. A little bit tougher in terms of resistance. Again, it's roughly based on a real design. Very, very roughly. Now, Lorenzo Ferrari actually suggested 10.6 as a main gun caliber, but in the share design shipbuilder here, the 10-inch guns were only Mark 1, and the turret models were just too big to fit. So, went with 9.6. We'll see if by the time it comes to build this one in the campaign, I might have 10-inch guns unlocked to Mark 2, which may or may not fit. So, we'll see about that when the time comes. Now, still classed as main guns, but also kind of secondary, are these 7.4-inch guns on the side here. And also secondary armament of 5 and 3.9-inch guns. And that is the Victor Hugo. Quite well armored. And very decent firepower, but at 105 million, it is about as costly as a cheap battleship. Yeah, resistance is not going to keep this one alive. That's for sure. Plus almost 4% gun damage. No damage reduction, it's a damage increase. But that is the second option. I was also trying to build the Jeanne d'Arc, which Lorenzo also sent me schematics of, but there was just no hull here that matched it. So let's now build the third option. By the way, there will be no voting for a light cruiser design because there's only one hull available. And it's this one, and it doesn't really match anything that Lorenzo sent me, so I'm just gonna be vibe building light cruisers when it comes to it. Now let's see, armored cruiser. You got this one. That can be a very big hull. We can't get it this big yet. How about this guy? There's a similar hull. Or this one, which I think will be available sooner. Very fragile though, but let's see what we can make of it. And at least for the cruisers, unlike the battleships, these towers actually kind of slide into the platform here. Maybe that would be possible, making these towers compatible with that battleship hull. I'm gonna take a look at that later. There we go. The main towers are placed. Again, ideally, for an armored cruiser of this size, it's pretty big. I like to have 10-inch guns, but these are only Mark 1. And they are too big. They don't fit. I'm gonna go 9 for now. And they fit quite well. I can make them like 9.5s or something. And slightly lengthened. Would it be possible to mount those on barbettes? Probably not. I think these are... oof, that's too big. Almost. Almost. I can't really use the first two mounting points for this turret. Or it's not gonna work. The third one does fit. No, the barbette won't fit. But here you can mount a turret. That looks a little bit weird, but it's possible to have it mounted like that. I go with the smallest secondary tower. Put that there. Just not. But if we that is still too big. That barbette. That one too. Yeah, no. Nope. Yes? I mean, it kind of works. Just not quite amount. Okay, so we'll take that one off. And put the third one here instead. Then it works. I wish I had a shorter barbette that would fit here. Because that looks a little bit goofy. But at least we have 3 main gun turrets now. Could we do 2 dual funnels? Like so. Could actually do 3. That's a little bit excessive because we're probably gonna go with induced boilers and a better engine. That's not that excessive. Never mind. 251. But if we increase the speed, 197. That's about what you want. Same distance between them. Right. No option for putting 7-inch guns on these wings, sadly. That would have been nice if that was possible. We're gonna go with 5s. We can put a lot of 5, even up here, it's possible to use 5-inch guns. I don't think I'm gonna use 5-inch guns up there though. I think that'll be a little bit too much. Threes maybe? Maybe do double 3s here in on the center mounts. Like a couple 2-inch guns, just for good measure. Right. This hull actually has a lot of 3-inch casemate mounts. Nice. And we're gonna need torps, of course. Yeah, there. Without training taken into account, we are at 41 million. In the campaign, you pay for the training on a separate budget, not building the ship. The cost here is not completely representative of what it's going to cost in the campaign. Just make that clear. And I do want to go with stereoscopic. Actually, again, mostly for that, you know, shell splashes interference. Now, we don't have too much weight left over for armor, so we might have to drop some things here. Might have to drop the third turret. Although I don't really want to drop that one. It's kind of what makes this ship special. Just checking, we don't have an Henri 4 already. Right, 9-inch guns. What can we pen? 9 should be enough. A bit less on the barbette. We don't really need that much deck armor, but, you know, we could end up being shot at by a battleship at some point. So it's nice to have some. Let's say decent armored belt, actually. So that is 7.5. Right? Yeah. That's not quite enough. That should be a little bit more sufficient. And we're overweight. And we haven't even armored the secondary guns yet. Or the casemates. Yeah, a little bit overweight. Not sure what I want to drop here. What's the flash fire chance? 31%. Can drop the amount of ammo, dropping down the flashfire chance as well. It does help a little bit. And then single as the super firing turret, which is a bit weird, and I know you get a slight minus for accuracy from having guns of different barrels. But it's not that big of an issue. It's been somewhat reduced in dip, just to make King George V type battleships more viable. And this one having a little bit extra accuracy for being a single barrel, it should mostly kind of sort of make up for it, I think. I don't think we can make this 9.6, can we? Almost, actually. We'll almost make it a 9.6. 321 AP damage, 480 HE. It's a decent increase in damage. I think 9.6 is a decent caliber. It increases our range a bit too, and the penetration. It's a good interim solution until we get Mark II 10-inch guns, I think. And there we have it. That is the third option for heavy cruisers, which may or may not look like this when we get to building it in the campaign, but I'm going to try and make it something like it. If not an exact copy. It's going to be based on whatever technology is available at the moment. But there we go. Secondary battery, that is decent. I can do things. Fight of lightly armored light cruisers and torpedo bolts and such. And a main gun battery that could even threaten some lighter battleships. Which it should, being that it's essentially the cost of a battleship. So that was the cruisers. You may now vote in the poll that will be somewhere related to the video. I don't know exactly how that works on YouTube yet, so hopefully it works. Goodbye and take care.